Hey, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Grateful for Clarity Now is our Facebook page. Please make sure that you like us on Facebook. Hit the subscribe button so you will get our downloads as well as our notification so that you will know when we upload the next video. My granddaughter Madison, my producer, will be uploading on a weekly basis. I recorded our introduction video last week, so I hope you've had an opportunity to take a look at that. If not, please make sure that you go back and take a look, and don't forget to share us. My intention and my journey in this life is to help as many people as I can, to help heal as many people as I possibly can, and hopefully through information that I'm going to present to you on this channel, you will be able to help heal yourself, ultimately helping to heal the universal energy. So this week we're going to talk about our chakras, clearing the energy from our chakras. And our chakras, basically they are the energy that flows through, and we have areas within our body where energy often will get stuck. If we are experiencing certain things within our lives or within our body, oftentimes it's because that energy is stuck, okay? So we are going to go through the 7 chakras, and we will focus on those utilizing our Reiki energy. So hopefully you've been practicing this week. From our introduction video, I showed you how to activate your Reiki energy for yourself. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to activate our Reiki energy. So Reiki energy, please flow. And we're going to rub our hands together. We can feel the palms getting sticky. That magnetic energy that we know we are now connected to the universe, and it is now flowing through our hands. So wherever we place our hands, we can affect healing within our bodies. So we're going to start with the crown chakra, and the crown chakra is on top of our head. Essentially, it is the solar panel to the universe. If we have a blockage here, we will often experience fatigue throughout our body, because if the universal energy cannot get through our crown chakra, it can't get to the rest of our chakras, because the crown chakra disperses that energy from the universe, channeling it down into the other 6 chakras. So last week when we did our introduction, we cleared the crown chakra. So for many of you, if you have never cleared your crown chakra, the surge of energy that you experienced this week is probably quite new to you. So congratulations. We're going to get all of the chakras cleared, and this week I would hope that you will continue practicing clearing these 7 areas, okay? So again, we're going to hold this for 2 minutes minimum on each of the chakras. Now, because that's going to be quite lengthy for me, I'm not going to do that. You are going to do this. You have to do the work. So I'm going to go through and talk about the chakras, what they do, and as we go through and I'm talking, keep your Reiki energy activated and move through while we're going through it, okay? So we started with the crown chakra, extremely important. We're going to move on to the 6th chakra, which is our third eye chakra. It's located right in the middle of our eyebrows. This eye, the seeing eye, is basically seeing sensory things. It's not seeing physical things or material things that our eyes see. This sees things that we don't see. It's more of a sensory, okay? So if you are somebody who is developing a spiritual practice or trying to connect with guides or guardian angels, things like that. You want to make sure that this area is clear, because then you're going to be able to sense the presence of those energies nearby. Okay, I constantly sense guardian angels and spirit guides with me all the time, moving me in a forward manner. This is also where our intuition kicks in. So things that we, positions or situations that we put ourselves in that perhaps are not a safe location can develop when our third eye is blocked. It's that sense that all is not right. It's also where we feel other people's energy. So if you're very empathetic, if you're very in tune with other people's emotions, this is the area that is working. Okay, so if you want to allow that to work more optimally, we need to focus our Reiki energy in that area. Getting down to our fifth chakra, which is our throat chakra, located in the throat, obviously. The throat chakra, we can put our hand, our palm on one side of our throat and the other palm on the back of the throat. Now, our throat chakra is the seat of communication. So not just speaking, but listening as well. And it's not just listening to other people's voices, it's also listening to our intuition. So it's extremely important that we allow that energy to move forward, move downward through. And if it's blocked in this area, we may have a hard time speaking our truth. We may have a hard time hearing what other people are saying or what our gut is telling us. We are blocked in that area, and obviously having the ability to communicate how we feel is extremely important. We can show how we feel, but being able to speak, to be able to say no when we need to protect ourselves is extremely important as well. So if there's a blockage in this area, you may be someone who overextends themselves to the point that they are causing damage to themselves, causing damage to your own health or your own emotional well-being by not being able to say no. So very important to keep the throat chakra clear. Now, from a body perspective, from a physical aspect, you may be experiencing problems with temperature control, emotional control, those sorts of things. And that's because the throat chakra is the location of the thyroid, which controls a lot of those things. You would be very surprised if you're not somebody who is experiencing issues with the thyroid. If you look it up, you can see what the thyroid actually helps to control and regulate within our bodies. So if there's a blockage in the throat chakra, it has a negative impact on that functioning, that thyroid functioning. So very important to keep that area clear as well. Moving down to our heart chakra. So the heart chakra is, some would say, is the seat of our soul. It is where our soul lives within our being. Our heart produces a lot of electrical current, and it is oftentimes where we hold the heaviest emotions and the ones that have the greatest impact on us. So we can store a lot of joy in our heart. We can store a lot of grief in our heart. It's important that we really mind this area, because it is also the area that allows our body to fight off infection. So oftentimes people who are feeling very emotionally drained or are experiencing a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, a lot of anger, it's stored in here, and it doesn't allow our body to work optimally, the rest of the functions within our body. So it's extremely important. And if you've heard the expression, which I'm sure you have, of having a broken heart, it is almost a physical pain. We'll talk a little bit more about focusing on the heart chakra when we talk about working and moving through sadness, moving through grief, and in a later video. Okay, so very important, the heart chakra. We move down into the solar plexus. Now the solar plexus is right in, basically in your gut. It's right in front of your gut. So the solar plexus is the third chakra. It allows you to be your authentic self. So if you are experiencing anxiety, doubt, self-doubt, this area is of major concern. You need to make sure that this area is focused on and cleared, because this is where your self-confidence comes from. This is where you will be able to be the person that you're intended to be, to live out your path, to follow your journey. This is where when we're stuck, a lot of times, oftentimes, if we're stuck in not knowing what we need to be doing with our lives or feeling our purpose, this is where the area, is where the energy can be blocked. Okay, so extremely important to focus on the solar plexus if you're dealing with any kind of anxiety, self-doubt, if you feel that you are not being your authentic self. Okay, very important. Moving down into our sacral chakra, which is basically at the top of the pubis bone. Okay, so if we think about the things that are here, our reproductive organs are located in this area, and it is in fact the area that helps us with creativity. This is the seat of creation. So when we are stuck, if we're feeling indecisive, if we are experiencing some sort of a creative blockage, whether it's coming up with a solution to an issue in our lives, or maybe you're a writer and you're experiencing blockage, writer's block, right? That area is an area that you want to focus on. So when this area is working optimally, you will find that creative energy will flow. It will feel like you are just loaded with all of these incredible ideas all of a sudden out of nowhere. Okay, so extremely important to keep the energy flowing. This last chakra, it's actually the first chakra, which is the root chakra, and it is located right between your legs. It is in the grounding area. So when we are sitting, if you think about when you are in a meditative sitting position with the legs crossed, that area is actually very close to the ground. It is very close to the root of the ground. It is your root. So when you are seated, that energy is the closest to ground. And if you think about the way that electricity flows in a downward to the lowest possible point to get to ground. It wants to get to the center of the earth. So therefore, when we are seated in a meditative position, that root chakra is almost right on ground, right? So allowing the universal energy to flow right through the crown, right through the third eye, through the throat chakra, through the heart chakra, through the solar plexus, through the sacral, and to root, allows that energy to flow right through us. It clears any blockages. And the beauty of universal energy is that once it is in you, Once you have channeled it through your crown chakra, it knows where in your body it needs to go. So if you have any blockages, it can't get past those points, okay? So very important to make sure that we're clearing those chakras. And if you've been doing that with your Reiki energy as I'm speaking to you, congratulations. Over the next week, I would like you to practice every day. I would like you to practice doing the clearing, channeling the universal energy, starting with the crown, moving down to the third eye chakra, down to the throat chakra, the heart chakra, down into the solar plexus, the sacral, and to the root chakra. You're going to experience over the course of the next week, you're going to experience a sense of peace. I firmly believe that feeling this peace, each and every single one of us, affects the universe. The energy that we bring in is also the energy that we let out. So if we're bringing in positive, beautiful energy, we affect everything around us. So I thank you for helping me on my journey, because my journey is to help as many people as I possibly can to achieve that sense of peace, that feeling of joy in your heart, and hopefully the clarity that you need to function. So I thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the little notification button, the bell, and please make sure you like us on Facebook. Again, our Facebook page is Grateful for Clarity Now, and I am grateful that you've joined me today. I hope you'll come back next week. Namaste.